Well, tens of thousands of pages worth of documents have been released this weekend as Washington gears up for Elena Kagan's upcoming Supreme Court confirmation hearings. Alabama Senator Jeff Sessions is the ranking Republican on the Judiciary Committee. He joins us now to talk about more about what's in those documents, what they say about the president's nominee. Senator, thanks for coming in today.
Thank you, Shannon.
And happy Father's Day.
Hey, thank you.
Before we get to the content of the documents, let's talk about the volume. I know it's a concern that you've expressed as the documents have come forward. We're now talking about hundreds of thousands of pages of material. The confirmation hearing is just over a week away. Are you going to ask for a delay?
Well, we hope we don't have to, but we are missing 1,600 documents that have been held back unilaterally by the Clinton and Obama lawyers who've been reviewing these documents. And they say they have privacy reasons, and there are some legitimate privacy reasons, but we'll need, I'm uneasy about that. I think we'd like to know more of that. We're working as hard as we can to get through the documents that we just received, a huge number of them. And I told Chairman Leahy we'd do our best to be ready, but it's a rush, and it's faster than we should be going, I think.
And Senator Leahy says from what he's seen of the documents so far, he thinks this is an excellent nominee, but you have some concerns because of what you've seen. What are they?
Well, a number of things we know. This documents that were obtained from the Defense Department just Friday night at about, 7 p.m. With the press release from the White House coming out right away. Those documents indicate that she was very active in the blocking of the military coming on campus at Harvard Law School when she was dean. Eventually, she violated the law, the agreement that Harvard had with the military to let them come on when she became dean. And that had to be overturned by the president of Harvard, Larry Summers, who's now in the Obama White House. And that was overturned, according to the memorandums, over her objections. So this is a serious matter. I didn't appreciate the White House saying it perfectly cleared her of any allegations of blocking the military. It certainly did not. And I think it'll be an intense part of the questioning.
I want to ask you about something, too, that links to current events. We know right now that the government, it appears, is going to move forward, the federal government, with a challenge to Arizona's immigration law. Now, there's another law, an older one, that's being challenged that is being fought all the way to the Supreme Court now. This is from 2007. It deals with efforts to have Arizona employers blocked from hiring illegal immigrants. It has been fought through the court system. It's now pending for possibility of being accepted by the Supreme Court. The acting Solicitor General, not Elena Kagan, who has stepped aside from those cases right now. She's being considered for nomination. The acting Solicitor General has filed a brief recommending that the Supreme Court take that case. But you think that in some way Ms. Kagan may have been involved with that decision, even though she has stepped aside as Solicitor General at this point? The
documents clearly show, without any doubt, she approved the filing of that brief. As Solicitor General, she reviews all briefs. That's her responsibility. That's her portfolio. And she clearly approved the filing of it. In effect, what they are doing is bringing to bear the entire weight of the federal government against the Arizona law, asking the Supreme Court to throw it out. The law is very sound, I believe. This dealt with just requiring as a basis to get a license and to do business in Arizona that you use E-Verify, a system that hundreds of thousands of businesses use and the federal government has set up. So to attack that is stunning. The Ninth Circuit has approved it. They said Arizona law is fine. The trial judge approved it. So for the federal government to do this is really extreme, and it is clear that Elena Kagan approved the filing of that brief.
All right, so her confirmation hearings kick off, if they stay as scheduled, a week from Monday. Do you think that we'll learn much new? I mean, in recent years, so many of the nominees have sat there and given very guarded answers. You know, Ms. Kagan herself, in writings years ago, said that they were kind of a waste of time. Do you think they're worth the taxpayers' time and money?
Well, I think they are. It's the only opportunity, Shannon, that the American people have to examine somebody, to see somebody, for the whole Senate actually to see the person live and answering tough questions before they receive what could be a 30-year lifetime appointment on the bench. She's a young nominee, very little legal background, never been a judge. She's been very political in her legal work and in her non-legal work. So I think there's a lot to be asked at this hearing, and I think it can make some difference. And her writings indicate that she strongly believes a judge should be forthcoming and respond openly to as many questions as possible, and we'll expect her to live up to that.
She has set that standard, so we'll see.